Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Marty. What's up, Marty?
Hello.
All right, so I didn't plan on doing this cast. I'm actually having trouble with some hacker trying to mess with my stuff, so I'm partly in control, believe it or not, of my own accounts, which is weird. So I'll fix that eventually, but for now, you can still see me on the podcast. Um, so Bad Wolf 66, who's contributes to making videos for me for my gaming, and he's also appeared on our podcast. He's also been moderators. He's my moderator and stuff in my streams. Um, he had sent me a link to a uh, channel. The guy's name, I guess the YouTube channel was J Talks. Now, the guy made like a fancy thumbnail, he's talking about how he has a source and it's reputable and he's not wrong, and how, you know, Disney Plus is firing Russell T Davis. So I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to say what I have to say, but I want you to chime in how you feel about that,
I
Marty.
mean, it's at the end of the day, the BBC own the brand. The BBC make the final decisions. Uh, Disney have paid the BBC money to
Right,
show on their platform.
right.
So any creative decisions are ultimately the final nail is between Bad Wolf and the BBC. Nobody else.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like and Russell has even said like when he came back,
So
he
when
said,
when when I pressed the guy about it, yeah,
yeah, the
yeah, when I pressed the guy about it, he's like, "Well, Disney Plus has the power to influence him to be fired, and it will happen. And he's already agreed to take a producer credit." I'm like, no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Um, okay, so I'm gonna be clear here, okay? Because look, I was the guy was exchanging came to me on my YouTube channel because of course I was vocal about it. And then I decided I didn't like the way the conversation was going, so I decided to leave gracefully, just have a good day, man, good talk, whatever. The guy continued to go on. So then I got annoyed and I basically, so he's like, he said he's not a real Whovian. Well, that's an issue because he wanted to come on and do a video and a talk on a podcast, and I'm not going to have you on here if you're not a real Whovian because we're real Whovians here.
well,
So,
Bad Hoovians in my case.
right. So he goes on to say Doctor Who sucks, and he's a big fucking Willow fanatic. And I'm like, well, Willow was Disney Plus's product, and it cost 37 million to make back in the 80s or whatever it was, and it made 137 million, and 90% of the population don't remember what the fuck Willow was, so they made a season out of it. It failed, and they dumped it. But Disney Plus does not have the power to fire Russell T Davis, and they don't have the influence to go to Bedwolf and make them fire him, like this guy is claiming. Connor, what's up?
Hello.
All right, Connor. So I don't know if you're aware the happenings on X, Twitter, whatever. This guy Jay Talks. I don't know if you've seen him or
No.
him talking about Doctor Who. Yeah, he has 49 subscribers.
Oh.
He probably didn't. He made a video, and he made, like, I guess he's part of some other channel that has thousands, some type of side trek or something. But he goes on there and he's like, I got a source, and Disney Plus had forced Bad Wolf to fire
Oh.
Russell, and he agreed. You guys see me? Um, so Disney Plus, and it can't happen. So I wanted your take on that too, Connor.
So Disney Plus do have the power to give notes on the episodes themselves. So they see a cut of the episode, and then they get the opportunity to give notes. A very key example of this, which is probably one of the worst examples of anything I've ever seen in Doctor Who, is in Starbeast, the bit right at the beginning where you've got Tennant floating in space talking about the history with him and Donna. While it was great to catch up on what was happening with that, so you get the recap. That scene was absolutely terrible. And that was because of Disney. Disney told them to put that in. Rachel Talalay hated it. I'm pretty sure RTD hated it. But in terms of the actual logistics of the show, the show itself, it's a BBC production.
Right. But this guy goes on to say how Disney Plus has influence to go to Bad Wolf and make them fire Russell T Davies.
No. So Disney is a distributor.
Yes.
They have a stake in the budget, but they're
Correct.
a distributor. The main party behind the production, so the company, in the UK, we have something called Companies House, which is where you set all your limited companies up.
Right.
And the production house that creates Doctor Who, that is.
By the way, before you continue, I'm well aware of all this, but I want you to explain to everybody. So go ahead.
Right, okay. It is called Whooniverse. So they have a limited company called Whooniverse that has been set up in the UK, and the directors of that is Russell T Davies and I believe Julie Gardner.
Jane Tranter as well.
Jane Tranter as well.
Yeah.
That is Bad Wolf and BBC collaborating. Disney have no stake in the actual logistical running of the show.
Right. Okay.
So they can't. They have no power to pressure Bad Wolf or BBC to fire Russell T Davies. Also, they wouldn't fire Russell T Davies, because if you fire Russell T Davies, you've actually fired one of the best screenwriters in the UK.
Correct.
That is a bad look.
Okay. So I'm gonna be unprofessional here because I didn't like the way the conversation was going on my channel, and the guy kept going on when I tried to leave nicely. So I'm gonna say flat out, the guy had like 49 subscribers. I subscribed to him. He had 50. Jay Talks. I guess he's connected to some other channel. Sci Trek instead of Star Trek. Sci Trek. And I guess he's a fan of Willow, of course, because he's offended about Willow and Stargate and some whatever Star Trek and stuff like that. So the guy came on and made a fancy thumbnail. He started talking like he's an expert. His sources are never wrong and whatever. And I basically made a video saying, no, it's, nothing against anybody personally, but that's not the case. And then he kept going on and on and on my channel. So I'm here to say, I mean, I don't know, Connor, like how many thousands of podcasts have we done on Doctor Who? I mean, not counting the number here. I mean, we talked about it on the Everything show, right? I mean, thousands. It's always the thing about prove me wrong, but I have 12,000 plus videos on my YouTube channel, and the majority of them are Doctor Who. So prove me wrong that I don't have more podcasts and videos on Doctor Who. But besides that fact, I think we know what the fuck we're talking about. And I think this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. No offense. I just don't like when people come out there and they try to. First of all, he said he's not a Whovian. So right off the bat, you want to come on my channel and talk about it. I'm not going to have you on.
Also, in the history of the show, I don't believe any showrunner, and I'm even counting the likes of Barry Letts and Philip Hinchcliffe and J&T as well in this. I don't believe any showrunner has ever been sacked from the show, despite it being a particular low point for the show.
Like, you're correct. You're correct.
I think like it never happened, but I think the closest it ever happened to was probably JNT, but it's
Right.
never
the show just got cancelled. He didn't necessarily get sacked.
So we just have a situation where the guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's not a Whovian. He's talking out of his asshole. Sorry, be a little vocal, but I hate when people, if you're gonna talk in a friendly banter, but then you're gonna keep trying to make it like you're not wrong and I'm wrong, and you want to correct me nicely. No, you're not gonna correct me nicely because you're wrong. And I also explained too, Connor, correct me if I'm wrong, but the BBC makes Disney Plus tons of money, not with Doctor Who, but with other shows and programmings, especially Bluey, right? Makes them.
I'm not sure about the. I don't
Yes.
know enough BBC content is on Disney Plus.
You can research it later. I'll tell you. But my friends had talked about this, and I was aware that BBC makes Disney Plus tons of money already. But they pointed out Bluey in particular, Gobster and John the White. Great podcast, by the way, stream they had. I talked to him earlier. Great bunch of friends. So they basically wanted to explain how Bluey technically, like in one day, made Disney Plus millions upon millions of dollars. One day. In a day. And I know Connor's researching right now as I'm talking to him. So the fact that the BBC's making Disney Plus so much money, you're not going to piss off the BBC, and then the BBC is going to pull all these shows making hundreds of millions of dollars on Disney Plus. You're not going to disrespect Russell T. Davies by trying to fire him. You're not going to have his best fucking friends in the world that own Bad Wolf fire him. I don't care what you're trying to say. Sony owns shares. It's their company, right? It's Julie Gardner and Jane Trainor, right?
Yeah.
So they're his best fucking friends. They've worked with the guy forever. You don't have the power to come on here and say that Disney Plus is going to break a friendship up, that they've worked on everything together for decades. Jay, you know absolute shit about shit when it comes to Doctor Who. And your source doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Sorry. I am exposing you on here totally 100% because you're basically trying to tell me that you're right and I'm wrong, and you know how that goes. If anybody knows that history.
And this is the thing about Russell as well, because he said in Doctor Who magazine a way back, because he was asked, he's like, well, how long are you here for? And he basically said, look, I don't have a contract. He says he
said 4 years.
Yeah. He said, well, he didn't say that at the time. He said that later, but he said, look, there's no contract. I could leave when I like. There's no, I'm not, I'm not on a rolling contract. I can stay for as long as I want. I can leave whenever I want.
But he's also never really going to be leaving because he's always connected because it's the company he's connected with. So, like, he'll be the Kevin Feige of Doctor Who.
Yeah, he'll do the four seasons and then move into that role of, like, overseeing it. That's what I think.
Like, even if he left, it's his best friends doing it. He could just pop in every single day if he wanted to, or take a month off, a year off, whatever. It's in charge of his. Okay, that's like me saying, right, that I create this whole empire, right? Matrix Lord 2 and 2, and you guys are all part of it, right? And then I step away and I let Connor run things for let's say 6 months. I can just come back into the office, boom. It's my fucking thing. I can do what the fuck I want. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind? You coming on a video, you make a fancy, I'm sorry, I have to. You make a fancy fucking thumbnail, You're going on there like you're the fucking authority. You have 49 subscribers, dude. And I don't even give a fuck if on the other channel you have 3,700. I don't care. Right? You got old shit on there. You got old shit that doesn't even air anymore. Babylon 5 and fucking Stargate and all this shit. It's irrelevant. It's not even important. Not even. You could search for a new fucking Stargate till you're fucking blue in the face. It ain't happening right now. But anyway, you're out of touch with the whole fucking all this nonsense. You're trying to tell me you're an expert on streaming services. Obviously not. You're trying to tell me you're an expert on Doctor Who. Obviously not. And you're not even a Whovian. You're basically telling me that Willow was great and Doctor Who sucks. And right off the bat, you lost the argument right there. So, and of course, I'm going to be offended if you tell me that you're not a Whovian, that Doctor Who sucks. And being that we do so much with Doctor Who for decades on here, over 15 years, I interact with Russell T. Davies all the time, liking his stuff, and he likes my stuff back. So, like, and I went to filming a Doctor Who when I was in New York. I was in Doctor Who magazine. Like, Doctor Who is such a huge part of my life. Like,
not trying to outshine you, Joe, but I've met the man. I've spoken to him.
Of course you have. Absolutely. So, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, Connor does the news, or Marty would do the news, and they're doing the news. They know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't have people on here that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So, sorry, Johnny Come Lately guy or Jay, whatever. No, your source sucks ass. There's no shit on the shingle. And as I said, it is definite. Season 2 is happening. Yeah, it's filmed. That's what it's called, it's filmed. You don't have the intelligence to tell me that season 2 is not going to air on Disney Plus when Disney Plus spent the money for the show. Plus, he wrote the whole 3rd season. They got to film it. They're waiting for shooting to be done with the play. They're going to film the Christmas special first. Then he's going to do the play. Then he's going to film it. So, like, you're not going to get the Disney Plus is not going to ask for the money back. This other person on my channel is like, "Oh, Disney Plus doesn't have to pay them." I don't think you fucking understand. If Disney Plus did make a thing and try to make it Russell Davies is fired, right? BBC would pull all the fucking shows from Disney Plus, and Disney Plus could lose $1 billion maybe. I mean, if you just look at the sales figures of Bluey alone, there's other stuff, but you have no idea what you're talking about. And Russell T. Davies is beyond the showrunner. He's putting spin-offs of Doctor Who, correct, Connor, on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, there's plans for spin-offs. Yeah.
He's also got his buddies back with Doctor Who. He's got Stephen Moffat, still in communication with Chibnall. Chibnall, I guess, maybe working with Doctor Who again. There's also plans in place that maybe they'll put Sherlock on fucking Disney Plus if they do another season or more seasons. Maybe they'll do Dracula again. Maybe they'll do stuff with Mark Gatiss. All his friends will potentially have Disney Plus as a fucking thing to put all. You don't understand how much money is involved here. It isn't just simply Doctor Who. And the ratings, first of all, right, Connor? When are we actually going to get an actual, like, honest to God ratings thing where we can tell how good the episode's done?
The last we'll get is 28 days, but after 7 days, it's at around 4 million.
But the thing is, though, it's making money every day, though. That's the point I'm trying to make. So he doesn't get it.
I don't think that the UK ratings alone matter anymore. It has to be a mixture of how it's doing on Disney and how it's doing in the UK.
Yeah, and it's in the top 20. It's in the top 10 of like 20 countries at the minute. So like, it's around the world. It's a hit.
Now I laugh because I'll go on Twitter. I love Twitter, by the way, X. I love it. I'll go on there and we'll have a situation where somebody will talk about the ratings, right, of Doctor Who, and it's like they're all like copy and paste, right? They all like say different words, or they had different context, or maybe different thumbnails, but they're all like, it's almost like they all got pitchforks. They're showing up at Dr. Frankenstein's house. They want to burn it down, and they know he's making a monster, right? And they're all banding together, but none of it's accurate. They're all saying it failed, it got canceled, it's done. It's not accurate at all. Marty, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not accurate. So like they're all making in claims the Doctor's done, Doctor's not in the top 10 doc. It's all lies and it's all nonsense. But it takes like us to sift through it.
It's one of these things where I think, obviously the original plan for the series was for it to go out in January, but they couldn't do that because the VFX were taking for ages. That's why it was a May launch. There is some whispers that they might put season 2 into like early January next year, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think the numbers are, as I say, I don't think the ratings really matter. Like, I think it depends how it does around the world. Are they low in the UK? I don't think they're terrible. I thought they would have got like 5 million to be honest, but
right.
It's the summertime. The weather's been good the past few weeks over here.
Yeah.
I think if it had have got the January launch like it originally was supposed to get,
Right.
I think it might have got that. So I think season 2's ratings, it'll build. The more episodes that come out, the more people will watch throughout the year, and they'll probably do like a big, season 1 rewatch, like a promo thing before season 2 goes out early next year,
Right.
and then the ratings will start to move up, hopefully.
So this guy, again, no offense, but when someone's wrong, I have to call him out on it. I subscribe to his channel. I'm his 50th subscriber. I'm not going to unsubscribe because I want to see. Anytime I want to see what shit looks like, I'm going to go to his channel and see what bullshit he talks about Doctor Who, so I can just easily click onto it. But I'm going to put the link to his video on it. Now, I don't want people, not condoning any bad behavior, but I just want you to go onto his channel, watch his video, just so you can see how much you don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And that's fine, but just keep it simple, people. Don't start being nasty. If you want to tell me he's wrong, you can tell me he's wrong. But I wouldn't recommend subscribing to him, but you can do what you want. But he's not a real Whovian. He's not a Whovian at all.
He's a bad Whovian, says you.
He's not a Whovian. Zero. But God forbid you say something about Willow. Oh shit! Nah. The guy compared. You know what's the moment he compared Willow, I was like, the conversation's over. Like, you have no idea, bro. Like, Doctor Who has made billions upon billions of dollars in merchandising, and you're talking about a fucking movie that cost $37 million to make in the 80s. Oh my God, it showed a profit of 137, right? Or whatever it was, right? And then after fucking 40 years, Disney Plus is looking for content. They pull what they own out of their ass. They make a series that's not even about the guy, right? It fails miserably, and it failed so fucking bad that it was an embarrassment for the company that they deleted it from Disney Plus. And he goes on to say, well, Disney Plus is losing $500 million. Yeah, because you know how much money they spent on that shit? And every episode? So, yeah, because Willow sucks.
And then there was Jay, who did not know about the Doctor Who ratings, and Joe ripped him apart, and he died.
I ripped his own asshole. Okay.
And he died.
Let's go because this is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to screen share his YouTube channel because I want you to tell him how his source doesn't know what they're talking about, and I want you to show him the error of his ways professionally. Okay. So let me find the link. And by the way, Bad Wolf started this whole shit. So if you want to get mad at Bad Wolf, no, I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at Bad Wolf. But still, no, we love Bad Wolf. But Bad Wolf is a little shit disturber sometimes. So Bad Wolf let me know about this guy. So I'm gonna find him. And we're going to talk about what he says here. Where are we? Don't tell me he deleted his YouTube channel. I hope not.
Won't
I
the
can't
channel
find it.
die?
Moon, we want to see what he has to say. Eh?
Where's
That's
the
what.
itty bitty little video?
Well, I cannot. But what did he go away? Did he? Ah, I found it. I think. Okay, I found it. There we go. It's got a nice thumbnail. Okay. Oh, so now he got more subscribers, it seems. Eh? So we're going to screen share. Screen share it. So let's see here. You could talk in the accent better than I can.
And Joe tried to share the video on the StreamYard, but what happened? It crashed Joe's computer and it died.
There you go. Okay, so there is J Talks. J Talks with the 85 subscribers. He got quite a few in 24 hours. Okay, and he has a nice thumbnail, and he talks about what he thinks he knows about Doctor. Oh, he really doesn't know anything. But okay, you want to go on here, you can, but tell him the truth, right? Right. Tell him the truth that he doesn't know what he says. Just watch it in for some shits and giggles. Eh? Watch it for some shits and giggles. J Talks. Go talk to him. Very good, Crazy Easy, dude. Very good.
Good.
Alright, so that's a guy.
You don't want to play it because you'll get copyright strike probably if you played it, maybe, but
I'm not playing it. No, I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it.
I just think look, I think people are jumping to conclusions about like the ratings and all that. It's just, that's not at the end of the day.
Plus has no power.
It's the Disney Plus market, and look, it's trended in the top 10 in 20 countries. So like, if that's not a sign of it being good, I think it was like number 1 in like 5 or 6 countries. Right. It was very high in Australia. It was like number 3 in Australia. So it's number 7 in America. So like the numbers are there. It's I always said this. Like I said this when the deal with Disney was announced. I always thought to myself, I wonder if it would take off big in internationally, but it wouldn't get as big in the UK. And it seems like the early signs that may be happening. But we'll see what happens. It's all up for debate.
Look, here's the thing. If I felt alarmed in any way that Doctor would be in jeopardy, of course I'd come on the channel and talk about it. Of course. It's not in jeopardy. It's not anything. The guy is anybody's gonna come on here, they're gonna try to make a name for themselves. Of course they're gonna, the guy comes to my channel, of course, because he heard me talking about Doctor Who and he saw I watched this video. So but I'm not putting you on. Look, you said flat out you're not a Whovian. So if you're not a Whovian and you know anything about Doctor Who, right? If you're not a fan of the show, why are you making it like you're an expert? Why are you making it like you have a source? Why are you making it like you don't have anything? Your source doesn't know shit. And if you had any source that told you other information about your other sci-fi shows, fine. But this guy absolutely knows shit. Everything you said, I just laughed my complete ass off. And then when he got all offensive about Willow, I was going to be the Willow maker. Okay, that was basically going to be it. So, again, when you're wrong on this platform, you're going to be called out on it. And no offense, but you got all these subscribers talking about it with your exchange with me. People are actually drawn to you because you're talking to me on my YouTube channel. So, of course, it's creating a stir. And, of course, you want to do a platform talking to me. And I'm going to say no. I'm not. Because you need to get your shit in gear and know what the fuck you're talking about. And I would not even entertain talking to you because you don't know what you're talking about. and you're going to be coming on here a year from now and 2 years from now, and I'm going to be like, well, what the fuck did you say? It's canceled. Well, where the fuck is the cancellation? Oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, basically. So that's it. I don't want to battle people, but then he left me feeling kind of like I was trying to be polite on my comment section. I don't know if you saw. And I said, have a great talk, have a great day. When I say have a great talk, have a great day, I mean it. But just stop talking, right? Like, it doesn't mean defeat. It doesn't mean whatever. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm giving you a pass, right? You're going on and on and on. I don't like what I was hearing. So I said, have a great day, whatever. He went on. And then it's the bullshit. Now you're pointing at me that I'm incorrect and you got to educate. No, you don't have to educate shit because now I just schooled you. And I just educated you. So stop talking about Doctor Who if you know what the fuck you're talking about, obviously, because there you go. And I know Marty's going to be, of course, going to be professionally. I can talk about that. That's fine. I don't care.
It's you know, I think I've looked at the reaction, not even just for this guy, but like with people across the fandom, and I think they are jumping to conclusions very quickly.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm not attacking anybody, but I am just saying like hold your horses, calm. Just
let me
calm.
give you example about the different YouTubers on here, right? And I'm not mentioning names. You could figure it out yourself, right?
Yeah.
Look at the Whovian. Look at the YouTuber that went on talking about Supergirl, saying it should get canceled, right? Did Supergirl get canceled? No. It lasted successfully, and it was time to end it. Wanted Star Wars canceled. Did he cancel it? No. Did he cancel anything that he set out to do? That guy? No. He kept making videos upon videos upon videos upon videos. Didn't cancel one fucking thing. He made Doctor Who's been dead on his channel for 10 years or whatever, that he's been talking about it, rest in peace. Well, if it's still alive, how could you say rest in peace for 10 fucking years? Okay? Or whatever it is. 5 years, whatever. So they're going to get clickbait. They're going to get views. And of course, through his hatred, he built up his channel. He wound up on, I think, Piers Morgan or some shit. Like he's like he's an expert or some shit. And he's not. Just talk shit. Right? So, like, the biggest thing, and I used to be a fan of his, and of course I'm fans of a lot of them, but the thing that turned me off completely was he reviewed every year of Supergirl, every episode. He comes on his own stream one day and said that he hasn't watched Supergirl since season 1. So I'm like, well, how is that possible? Because you've been reviewing 5 years of Supergirl, 4 years of Supergirl. Meaning he ain't watching it, but he's reviewing it. Well, how the fuck can you review it if you didn't watch it? You're watching clips? So he just assumed it's bad, never watched it. So I lost all respect for that individual because I felt every single review he's ever done is phony. Because it's more profitable to hate something than to love something. And that's how he built up his channel on this agenda. Did he get Kathleen?
That's how a lot of the big people, not just with Doctor Who, but with any sort of show that, you know, that's like that's getting bashed. That's sort of how they build up their momentum.
But did they get Kathleen Kennedy fired? No. Did anybody from that group get Kathleen Kennedy fired? No. How many divisions of him with his friends? They have how many different podcasts? How many different groups? How many different factions? Or they called them what? The Fandom Menace or whatever. How many times did they try to get Kathleen Kennedy fired? Never happened. They failed every damn time, right? So, like, and then the people that joined in with them or wanted to be the next part of that group and never got to be there, there's a lot of people being used. A lot of people, different things happening. And you know what? I'm sorry.
It's like the same thing, you know, it's sort of history repeating itself now with people saying the same thing about Russell. And it's like, he's like, that man's not going anywhere for a while.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that. Like, I have spoke to the man and I asked him, And the people are going to say, "Yeah, you're talking batshit." But Joe, did I meet him or not? Did I
Yeah.
show you the photo?
Yeah. I know you don't want to show your face on here, and you don't want to show the
No,
picture.
no, I'll not
you
show.
have
I'll not
to.
show it. No, I'll not show it. But I asked him just for the hell of it because I thought I'd be cheeky and I'd ask him. I was like, "So what? How long are you planning on sticking around?" And he sarcastically says to me, he says, "You've got 10 years," and he laughs. I don't know if he was being serious about that or what, but, I don't think he's going anywhere for a while.
And that's fine. I don't want him to go anywhere, honestly. I always go on his Instagram. I look at his pictures. I love his pictures, by the way.
Yeah.
And I make comments, and he loves every single time I write a comment. He loves it. And I just think did I show you?
You did.
Yeah. 2 something in the morning. I got a notification of Rusty Davis like 3 of my posts. And I'm like, wow. I really, look, I like the guy a lot. I like what he's done for Doctor Who. I still do. I don't care. Like, there's certain things, of course, I don't like the message and pronouns. Okay, I get it. But ultimately, I love Doctor Who, of course. And I'm happy he's in charge. And that's the way I wanted it, really. I mean, that's what I've been pushing for when Doctor was off with the lockdowns and shit. So, and I've talked about him coming back and Russell, and everybody thought I was on Russell and Moffat, and everybody thought I was out of my mind.
Yeah,
but I wasn't.
It's not
that I have to be right, but I'm just saying.
I am enjoying the season. I know people weren't. I know you didn't like Space Babies and whatnot, but I overall. If you look at everything so far, this is the most excited, the most that I've enjoyed it since Series 6. This
right.
I haven't felt I personally. I'm loving it. I'm 73 yards. The reviews are out, and apparently it's going to be just as good as Boom, if not better.
Yeah.
So it's. I like it. I know everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own tastes. But for me, this has been the best. Yeah,
my friends don't like it. I respect my friends. I love my friends. Right. This guy was a friend. I don't know who he is. And I, made a video about it immediately. All right, we're having some friendly conversation on my comment section, but then I felt it was going in the wrong direction. I felt that he's starting to get a little cocky, a little nasty. And I said, you know what? Have a good day. But I can't even do that because people don't get it. And then he started being whatever, and then I started being nasty, of course, because when I've had enough, I had enough. But then again, I tried again. I said, look, have a good day again because I got to go do my gaming. It isn't just about Doctor Who all the time. I'm a competition, and I put all this stuff off. Once I found out this thing with this hacking business, that someone's trying to change my fucking password, had a heart attack. I was talking to Marty about it. I almost didn't think I could do podcasts on here, but thank God I figured it out.
People have little to do, to sit and try and change another person's password. Come on, get a life.
Right. And there's safeguards in place too. I mean, it's you can't just with all the stuff that I have. Can
I was going to chat. I know Connor has you told me Connor has spoke to you already about it, but I was going to chat to you about the whole Sean Pertwee thing.
Oh yeah, so Connor came on here and said that Sean Pertwee is playing his father's role, John Pertwee's third Doctor. So talk about it.
Yeah, so. Obviously not reliable, but I'm hoping it is. The IMDb listing that Sean Pertwee is listed as the third Doctor, and apparently they've reconstructed the unit set from the 70s for a flashback scene in the Empire of Death. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting. I mean,
it's just him as a second Doctor also.
There was rumors of a second. There is rumors that Joe Martin's filmed something. There was talk that Russell might try and canonize season 6B with Joe Martin being in between 2 and 3.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Joe Martin has filmed something because she was asked, did she meet Shooty, and she sort of hesitated to answer the question, which I thought was a bit odd. So I definitely think she's done something. But
So
yeah,
what would you counter? In other words, she was like she happened by accident, and the Time Lords tried to cover it up. Is that what it is?
I think that she was so. So the season 6B theory is that the Doctor,
Was
the
sent on
Doctor,
missions by the Time Lord.
yeah, yeah,
Right, and he's
so,
not supposed to get killed or hurt or whatever.
yeah. So the idea being that, so what the theory is that Patrick Trout regenerated into Joe Martin in the season 6B,
And
and
then
all of that,
that Time Lord faction took advantage of that,
yeah,
making her Paul.
wiped her mind at the end, and then she became John Pertwee. But as far as the Doctor was concerned, he just went straight from Patrick Troughton to John Pertwee. He doesn't know about
Right.
the Joe Martin stuff.
Right.
So I think they might be about to canonize that, which I think they should have done. And I suppose it's one way of, shall we say, adjusting the timeless child.
So what would she be called? Doctor 2B?
Yeah, or just the season 6B Doctor?
Or 2.5?
2.3, 2.1.
Would it be like Doc? I mean, we like 2.5, right?
Yes, basically, yeah. Basically. I find it
Or
weird.
not necessarily. No, should be called the Fugitive Doctor, but it would basically be the second Doctor, Fugitive Doctor, third Doctor. Sort of like they did 8th Doctor, War Doctor, and then Ninth Doctor.
Yeah, basically.
Because supposedly it was always the 8th Doctor becoming the 9th Doctor, but because time got timey-wimey, they inserted a Doctor in there.
Yeah.
And if his memory he doesn't remember, then it doesn't even matter. You know.
So it's going to be good. I just, if they do that, I'll be happy, because I feel Russell is. I know you say that Chibnall would be the man to change the timeless child stuff, but I think Russell's going to change. I genuinely think Russell is going somewhere with this whole the fact.
Well, I told you my theory about Brain and Morbius, right?
I think he did. Yeah,
because Moffat recently brought it up, and again, I want to explain it again here. Time is not a straight line, right? So, from our perspective now, today, right? The first Doctor has met the second Doctor, the third Doctor, the fourth Doctor. We've seen him not meet he didn't meet the fourth. We didn't see him meet the fourth Doctor.
Yeah,
we saw him meet the fifth Doctor. We saw him meet the 12. Second Doctor. The second Doctor met the sixth Doctor, right? Yeah. He met 12. So, in the subconsciousness of the Doctor's brain, he's the fourth Doctor. He has a duel. All these incarnations show up. He doesn't know what it is because he's not supposed to remember it, right? But his subconscious knows who it is, right?
I always saw those faces as previous incarnations of Morbius.
No, I didn't. I always saw that as future Doctors because like I told you, we don't know if the fourth Doctor met any Doctors because it was stuff that happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't know if all those Doctors, the Doctor encountered those Doctors.
Yeah.
And then he did the Brain of Morbius, and then there you go. And the reason why Brain of Morbius didn't have any incarnations is because he's supposed to die after that, and that's it. So he didn't encounter any previous selves, really. Despite canon for Big Finish, I guess, that they brought him back or whatever. But that's it.
Yeah, because on Big Finish, the fourth Doctor's met every Doctor at this stage.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to say is also it's a timey-wimey thing, but the Doctor has met his future selves 2 different incarnations. Even the 5th Doctor met the 10th. So it happens, and it's in the subconscious. You can't remember it because of all the time. So the way I see Brain and Morbius, those are future incarnations. Because even Moffat said it too, right? Doctor's probably going to be around long after we're gone. They have no intention of ever stopping ever, because why would you if it makes money? There could be a Doctor 150 for all we know, and we wouldn't be around to see it. But again, if it look at every franchise that has continued, Doctor's not the only franchise that's continued. Talking about horror, Friday the 13th, all these different things. They don't go away. They come back in new forms, right? So, like James Bond, there's always a James Bond movie. There's a Friday the 13th movie. We haven't had one for a long time. There's always like a Scream. There's always like a Chucky thing. There's always like, I'm not just talking like horror, but Terminators, right? Aliens, Predator. They always continue.
It's the fact that Doctor Who has so much. What's the word? There are so many things that Doctor Who hasn't done yet, and that's where all your new ideas and future stories come from. Like Doctor Who has never. I know it's the trend at the minute with Marvel, but like Doctor Who has never really explored the idea of the multiverse. It's explored parallel worlds and all that, but it's never done like a multiverse thing. You know, it's never really done like a big enemy being behind everything, which is what I hope is happening now. Like there's so many ways that there's so many ways out there that it could be, you know, soft rebooted again. There are so many different versions of that show that are just waiting to be told that haven't been told yet.
Yeah,
it's, you know, as someone what said to me recently, you know, Russell T Davies is writing the show at the minute, but you know, somewhere out there is the next Stephen Moffat's out there, the next Russell T Davies is out there. You know, who, you know, in 20, 30 years' time, whoever's going to be running that show is likely going to be someone who grew up with, you know, the Eccleston, Tennant, Matt Smith years. So it's, you know, it's a show that will continue, and even, you know, heaven forbid if it does end up going off the air, it'll be back. It'll be back. Yeah. It won't be. And if it does go off, it won't be off for 16 years. It'll be brought back.
Oh, and I also want to like bring this up because I feel that we need to, being that within the next 10 years this is probably going to happen. David Tennant's kid is probably going to be a doctor at some point.
Yeah, his eldest son. 100%.
Okay. So I just want to let you know that I don't know when exactly it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be after Shooty. It could. I'm going to tell you something. They would do a thing where the doctor is very young because they would want to get the Buffy the Vampire / Angel / Vampire Diaries type of audience. So if the next stage after the 15 would be going to where the doctor's like 20, right?
Yeah.
I feel they would do that.
Yeah, 2021 sort of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would 100% do that.
And there's plenty of, not just Ty Tennant, but there's plenty of, you know, there's plenty of people that age that are more than capable of doing it.
Ty Tennant he could be the 16th, the 17th, the 18th Doctor.
I think he will do it at some stage. I think.
How old is he now?
I think he's 21.
Oh, he could definitely do it.
Yeah, I think he's 21. But like, you know, he'll if he's not the Doctor, he will be in it. They'll all turn up at some stage and be in it. The kids.
It would probably be even better if, let's just say, they explained it away and then David Tennant's 14th Doctor regenerates into his son. That would be nice.
It would be.
That would be pretty fucking cool to see.
It would be. Or even just had like a multi-Doctor story with them. Could you imagine if they done like a multi-Doctor story with 5, 14, and 16?
Well, his grandfather is the 5th Doctor, yeah. Right?
That would just be.
You would have the 5th Doctor talking to him like a grandson, even though they are, right? But like, hey, you look kind of young. Let me help you out with that.
The 5th Doctor talking to him like a grandson, even though he's an older version.
That's what I said, right?
Even
that would be hysterical. That would be hysterical.
But yeah, I think Ty will be involved, and I think, as I said this before, I think David's going to be back.
Yeah,
soon-ish. I don't know when, but
who's going to be back?
David
Tennant. I believe so too. I think they all want. Yeah, no, I know. He's supposed to be in season 2, as far as I know. So, all right. So here's the thing. Again, guys, I hope you had fun watching this cast. I hope nobody took anything seriously. Like meaning there's no wars, there's no nothing. There's a little banter here and there, a little bit digs here and there, but ultimately, if you go watch that guy's channel, he'll get some subscribers. It's fine. It's all good, clean fun. Everybody's trying to bring something to the table, talking about Doctor Who, whether they're a fan or not. I get it. Some people are trying to build up their channels. I get it. I built up my channel in the past. I got it together in 2-3 weeks, and I was making money after 3 weeks of starting. So, I get it. But if you're gonna come on here and make up some shit, be prepared. That's the only thing I'm telling you. Like, don't make it like it's what you say is true if it's not true. Check your facts, do all different things, because we're gonna call you out on it. All right. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Whovians. Now I will be doing my gaming. I had put my gaming off and all my plans because of supposedly somebody trying to hack me.
We want to see Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy.
Yes, but I have to fix this. This thing is driving me nuts with this hacking business, because if I do lose control of it, that's a big deal. Especially my YouTube channel, my gaming. So we have to see how this is going to go. So thank you guys. Super Meat Boy, you will see a stream later. All right. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.